Hey guys, happy Super Bowl Sunday. Welcome to Live at 5. We're going to do our Facebook Live today a little bit early because we're going to a Super Bowl party, and I'm sure a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you are probably going to be otherwise engaged at 8 o'clock tonight. So I didn't want to miss a day. I wanted to share this with you guys today. So I hope you are here and joining me. Hi, Debbie and Nancy. Oh, you guys found me? Awesome. I was a little worried about doing it early. I wasn't sure if anybody would find me, but we're going to have some fun. So if you like and share, that'd be great. We're going to be working with Timeless Tulips today. This is a card that we made yesterday at our bingo event. Marcia and I put on a bingo event yesterday that was hugely successful. It was amazing. We were so excited, and we had 20 people there, and we had food and great prizes and great projects. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the next time we do one because it was so fun. All right. Oh, there's Debbie Colby. All right, so we're going to get started. I don't want to make you guys take too much of your time this afternoon, but this is the card we made yesterday, and it's made with Timeless Tulips, the Timeless Tulip stamp set. Now, this does come with a coordinating punch, or you can order a coordinating punch. I shouldn't say it comes with, but it's bundled with a coordinating punch, and you can get that bundle for 10% discount. But we didn't use it on this card. I just wanted to let you know it is available. The reason we didn't use it is for this particular large tulip here, the punch leaves just a tad of a border around it, a little white border, and I didn't want that on this. It just kind of took away from the look of the card. So I fussy cut it, and it's super simple. Don't worry, I promise. I wouldn't give you something hard to do. So here is what we did. So we're using the I can never think of how they phrase it, what they call it. It's the Brights, here we go, the Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper. Now, we have a couple of these available, and I want to show you where they are because they get hidden a lot back here in the catalog. They're back here in the main catalog on page 168, and if you look, we have two that are you can get in the end colors. So the ones that will end in 2020, the 2018 to 2020s, and then the 2019 to 2021s, which are the ones that just came out with this catalog. Those end colors, the ones that will be here for 2 years. That's that one. And you get 4 different patterns for each paper stack that you get. They're double-sided. Is that right? 4 different patterns? Nope. Yeah, 4 different patterns to check. And then we have the stacks also for neutrals, brights, subtles, and regals. And again, these are on page 168. So don't miss them because they are awesome. And it's really a great deal because you get, let's see, how many do you get? You get 4 each of 2 double-sided designs in 5 colors. So you get 40 sheets. 40 sheets for $11.50. Awesome job. So this, again, this is the Brights. So yesterday they got to choose from a lot of these colors. I cut kits for most of these colors. I didn't do the blue. But did this card in those different colors. It's stunning. I will tell you, on my paper stacks, the ones that get used first are the gingham and the script. Those two are my favorites, and I use those quickly. So, but you can tell there's no bad pattern to use. So check those out if you have not done so already. So today I'm going to do the one card that I had a kit left over from because they were so popular. We're going to do the crushed curry today. So what you're going to need for this particular card is, in your little kit, make sure I get it all out. You're going to need a piece of crushed curry, and this measures 8.5 by 4 1/4. So 8.5 by 4 1/4. I have my measurements here. Let me read this so I don't mess this up. 8.5 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score this at 5.5. Okay, so that's going to make your little bottom fold down here. So 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, scored 5 1/2 on the long side. Then you will need a piece of your inside piece, which I used Granny Apple Green, and I just realized there's not one in this kit. I have to grab one. This particular one measures 9 1/2 by 2 1/2, and you're going to score it in the middle at 4 3/4. Now I'm going to post this later while I'm watching the game, so you can get the measurements then if you can't write them down quickly. So 9 1/2 by 2 1/2, scored at 4 3/4, and that's going to score it in half. Okay. Then the white pieces for the front panel and this inside panel are 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. Is that right? I have two different measurements there. Yep, 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. Phew, close. Oh wait, that's not right. 4 1/2 by 2 1/4. Sorry. I promise I will write it down correctly when I do it. Okay. Then you will need a piece, this piece for the back. This piece measures 3 3/4 by 5. And this one is embossed with the basket weave 3D embossing folder. Now this folder is one that I use a lot, especially in the spring because of baskets and flowers and Easter, but it's good for all sorts of cards. But this one is a 3-dimensional folder, so you can see it's a little bit thicker. So when you use this particular one with your die cutting machine, you're only going to use one plate because it's thick. It's thicker. Okay, so the basket weave embossing folder. So we just embossed that, and then I put a little strip here of Designer Series paper. It measures 3 3/4 by 1/2 inch. Just add a little pop of color up there. You'll need a little scrap of whatever your color is from your base. You're going to use a little circle, and then I use some of our gorgeous polka dot ribbon. The I can't think of what it's called. The beautiful polka dot ribbon, tulle ribbon, there it is, tulle ribbon. Now, this comes in Very Vanilla and Whisper White, so you can do all sorts of different things with it, but this ribbon is easy to color. It's just a beautiful, beautiful one to just add that little pop to your design. Now, you can use your blends, your Stampin' Blends on this also and color it. You can dip it in re-inker and color it. It's just, sky's the limit, okay? All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to get my card base, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere my basket weave panel on here. And I like to use liquid glue for this because it's embossed. It's got a little, it's not quite a smooth, come on buddy, a smooth surface to glue from or to anything. So I'm just going to add a little on there to make sure it stays. All right, so we'll just put this on here. Now you notice I'm using not the typical 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece that we normally use for an inside insert into a card. At least I do. This one is just a quarter of an inch smaller. So it's 3 3/4 by 5. So it leaves that extra wide border around the edge, which I think is nice. It really stands out. All right, so we'll let that sit. Then, knock my blocks over. Let me move some stuff out of the way so I can see. All right, let me make sure there's this one. Look at me, I had one laying there. Whoop, whoop, good for me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add my little piece of gingham, my strip up here. Again, this one's 3 3/4 by 1/2 inch. So I'm going to add that here. Add that little color behind my Granny Apple Green. Let's see, I can't see around it. Ooh, hopefully it's straight. Oh, a little long. I can fix that. Come here. There we go. Whoop, a little crooked. All right. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere my Granny Apple Green panel to the inside on top of my basket weave. So let's see. Oh, I should put some liquid glue there too. Just to glue to that basket weave. I want to make sure it's going to get a good seal on there. And this will be centered left to right, and just a little border at the top and bottom. Can you hear my husband banging downstairs? He's actually installing new kitchen flooring. We are all doing the happy dance. Woohoo! All right, there's that. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put our piece of Designer Series paper here. Now this piece, the gingham, is going to be 4 inches by 2 3/4. And that's going to fit right here on this front panel. Love it, love it. I don't know what it is about gingham, but I absolutely love it. Love buffalo check. Love gingham. Just makes me happy. Actually, my mom made me a dress out of yellow gingham just like this when I was growing up, and I still have pictures of it. That was really my favorite. There we go. All right, now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my pieces of Whisper White to stamp on. Set that aside. So we have the large tulip, the smaller tulip. There are 2 stems included in the stamp set, a longer one and then a shorter one. They both have that wide section at the top to have at the top to go under the bloom. For this one though, because I'm covering up, let me show you, because I'm covering up these stem tops over here, all I did was I stamped it the right way over here so it's curving this way, and then I just flipped it around because I was too lazy to mount another one and just did them this way because you're not going to see that anyway, but I wanted to have them down here. Okay, so we've got that stem, we've got our leaf, and we need some Granny Apple Green. Love this color. So we're going to take, actually the stem's a little wonky on there, isn't it? Peel that off. Put it back on. There we go. These photopolymer stamps are awesome because you can adjust the way that they, curve. You can make all sorts of different shapes with them, even when you're using your words and that type of thing. I love that about photopolymers. So don't be afraid to play around with that. You'll get some really neat looks with that. Okay, so now we have our stems. I'm going to do those first. So the first one I want to do for my outside panel is over here on the left hand side, and I'm going to bring this one down a little bit lower than the ones. I want my taller one to be over here, so I'm just going to bring this stem down towards the bottom a little, put that right there. There we go. Now I'm going to flip this around because I want one that's going to go over here on this side to curve out just a tad. So we'll ink that up again in Granny Apple Green. Bring that one up a tad, right about there. All right, and then you can see it on the original card. This one is going to curve also. So just going to, I wanted to have enough space though to see exactly where I wanted that center one to go. So that's why I did the left, then the right, and then we'll go back in and fill in with the center stem. Okay, so there's our center. All right. Now I'm going to bring in one of the leaves from the set, and this is, again, I used this and I flipped it one way and flipped it the other way when I'm stamping with it. You can choose to use both of the leaves or just one, whatever you would like. I'm going to bring this one over to the left side, and I like to do it so, show you. See how it meets the stem right there? I like to have it so it looks like it's just wrapped right there on the stem. And I'm going to just do 3 leaves that are stamped on the piece, and then we're going to do our 2 3-dimensional leaves. So let's see, I'm going to do this one this way so it's going to bend out. So we'll do one here, like that. Then I'm going to turn it back around, and I'm going to do this one over here. Like that. All right. Now, since I have the green already out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my stem and my leaves on this piece for the inside before I do the tulips. There we go. And for this one, I don't want it to be too high because I want to leave room for, you know, assigning it or writing a little note or whatever. And I know that it'll be fine if my tulip is stamped off the edge a bit. Just kind of brings your eye over. So I like that a lot. So we have the stem. I'm going to bring in the leaf again. And I'm going to do 3 leaves. Do one like right here. So fun to play around with these. 2. And I'm going to do 1 a little bit lower and go off the edge like so. Okay, brings your eye right down. All right, so now let's go ahead and start with our tulips. So for the outside, I'm going to bring in my crushed curry ink. Love this color. Love, love it. Just screams spring to me. I'm going to take the smaller of the 2 tulip blooms. And let me see. How's my ink pad? Ooh, really good. All right, I'm going to do a small tulip over here, and I'm going to bring it down so that it's just down where the top of the stem is here. And then I will come up to the top, and I'm going to just kind of tilt this over towards the side. And you remember that large bloom is going to be in here to cover up a lot. So don't worry about if it looks a little wonky. Just leave it just like that. We'll bring our inside panel, and I will do 1 over on the right, like so. Then I'm going to bring in a scrap, and I'm going to stamp 1 large bloom and then 2 leaves. Move this guy over here. 2 leaves, like so. There we go. All right. Now I will bring in my paper snips, and like I said, there is a coordinating punch with the stamp set, and it is fabulous because it will just punch out those tulips and leaves really quickly. But it does leave that little, we like to call it a cloud, around the outside of whatever the image is. It leaves that little white edging around it. And for this card, I didn't really want that white edging in there. I wanted it to be just not to draw your eye away from it. So there we go. Cut these out. And this is really nice because when you can add the dimensionals behind it, it just makes that whole tulip, just that bouquet pop. It even makes the back blooms there just come to life. So I really love just going in with these and adding the dimension behind, or to the top of it. Again, I use that word dimension. I can hear you guys saying, there she goes. All right. Let me just trim these out. So these don't take very long, and they don't have to be perfect. Whoop. There's 1. And 1 more. And these are really easily duplicatable. If you go to, if you want to make, a bunch of them, you can use them as thank you notes, whatever. Mother's Day cards. These would be great for bridal showers. Just beautiful colors to use. So check out that paper pack because you will just love all the bright cheerfulness in that pack. It is beautiful. All right, here we have those. So we'll bring in our panel for the front, and I need some dimensionals. Put a couple behind here. Actually, I could use 2. Got a little overzealous there. And we will put this guy right here in the center, like so. And no two cards are going to be alike. I can tell you that right now. That one, see how that's more in the center than this one? Because it just depends on where you end up with your stems. All right, now I'm going to bring in my leaves. And what I did for my leaves was I took just, I think on the other one I used some mini dimensionals, but I'm going to use a couple of little edge pieces here just because that's what's laying here on my desk. And, oh, Callie, I can hear you outside the door. My grandpup is over here. And I'm just going to put one in the center, like so. Do that again on this one. There we go. Now, I'm going to decide where I would like these to go. Like this one over, yeah, right about there. So since this is going to be the bottom down here, I'm going to add just a little dot of liquid glue down here. Yep, I sure am. There we go. Down here at the bottom. Because I want the top to sit up, but the bottom I want to stick down to the stem, so it does give it that three-dimensional look. So it's going up and around the flower. Okay, so that dimensional is under there, and then that's right there. All right, and then I'm going to put this one on this side, like so. Let's see, how do I want that? Yeah, that's good. So I'm going to put the little glue dot down here at the bottom, or a little bit of liquid glue. Oh, come on. There you go. And I will place that right there, push down that dimensional, and there you have your leaves. Isn't that cool? I just love that. All right. Now, I'm going to glue this with snail adhesive to the front of my Granny Apple Green panel here. Just like this. Oh my gosh, I love these colors. So pretty. Oops, I'm down crooked. Crooked, crooked. Pop. Pop. There we go. Much better. No, not quite better. All right. Doggone it. See, those football players think they're having a hard time today. This is hard. No, it's not. Just kidding. All right, that's good. Now we're going to put our inside piece in. I just love fancy fold cards lately. I'm really on a kick. I think they're so much fun. Ladies yesterday at Bingo just loved them. They had so much fun creating theirs, which was awesome. Okay, so there's that. There's that. There's our front. So let's do our circle. Whoop. So I will bring in, where are you? Here you are. The little hello stamp. And this one is from the Timeless Tulips here. Now look at the different sentiments you have on here. You have Happy Mother's Day, but you also have Get Well Soon. Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy everything. How cute is that? May the memories of yesterday comfort you today. So that's great for a sympathy card. A birthday, and then what a beautiful difference. One single life mix. So really, really gorgeous set. So I'm just going to bring this little piece in, and I need my, oh, here you are. I'm just going to use Momento black, Tuxedo black here for this because I want it to stand out. Stamp over here. Oop, not good. Stamp. That's better. Woo, that was close. All right, then I'm going to bring in my 1.5 inch circle punch and just punch this out. And I want it right dead center, like that. And I'll bring my card back in, and I'm going to put this one over here on this side with a dimensional, or a couple dimensionals. Don't be shy. Here we go. How many of you guys are watching the game tonight? I watch it for the commercials, but this, I don't have a pony in the race tonight, but I do love watching football, so we will definitely be cheering for somebody. I don't know who yet. Probably Kansas City. All right, so there's the basic card. Now, I want to bring in a piece of ribbon, and I'm going to use, again, the polka dot. It's the polka dot tulle ribbon. And as I said, it comes in Whisper White, and it also comes in Very Vanilla, but you can make it any color you would like. Just bring that over here. And I want the bow to be right over on this edge because of that panel, the Granny Apple Green panel. So I'm just going to, for this one, I like to tie a knot first, and then I'll tie my the loops for my bow. It just makes it simpler with this one. Like that. And then, I am all thumbs today, apparently. Tie that. Isn't it gorgeous ribbon? Oh my gosh, I love it. Let's zhuzh it up a bit. A little smaller. Oh, I love that ribbon. Wow, that's cute. Okay, so then I will trim that off. Trim that off. And I'll scoot it up just a tad. Now, I am going to take my, take your pick tool and pick up a mini glue dot and just stick it right under the bow in the center there to kind of hold that in place, because it tends to wiggle a bit. So there we have it. And now pull this down, and I'm going to bring in my bling. Now the bling I used on this one, you can see they're these beautiful green rhinestones there. These are from the Noble Peacock rhinestones. I love them. I'm going to use the green again just to coordinate with this one. So I will pick up one for each side of my little banner. Oh, look how that pops on there. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. There we go. And then I'm going to put one down here on my hello. Right there. And there you have it. There is our Timeless Tulips Fancy Fold card. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, love them. As I said, so many ways to use this. All right, so when you're back in your mini catalog, if you're looking for the Timeless Tulips, they're going to be on page 43. And as I said, there is that Tulip Builder Punch you can get with the bundle. So the bundle is up here at the top. For the stamp set and the punch, it's $33.25. So you do get 10% off when you order the bundle. If you added some cardstock to that, and maybe some bling, you could get a free celebration item in there of your choice with your $50 order. Don't forget that. And if you are a demonstrator already, remember, on top of the 10%, you'll get an extra 20% off, or 25 depending on, and you can use your discount on that also. So really, really pretty and really springy, which in this cold weather, although Puxatawny Phil says spring's coming early, who knows? This will be a great way to cheer up your studio or your card when you're sending it out to others. Alrighty. All right, we have a new host code today because we started February yesterday. So the new host code this month is right here for you. Remember, all your supplies you can find on suitablystamped.stampinup.net. You go over there, you can check out the clearance rack. So many fun things over there right now, and it's a terrific time to purchase supplies or do the best deal in the catalog, which is the kit, purchasing the kit for $99, where you can choose $125 of anything from the catalog, clearance rack, and you'll get the mini paper trimmer, the exclusive 6x6 paper stack, and any stamp set of your choice, can be any price, and a free paper pumpkin. So you can get all of that and pay $99 with free shipping. You're only paying tax, which is amazing. Free shipping is unheard of, so check that out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Send me a message and I'd be happy to help you. But again, use that host code and we will get something out to you in the mail as a thank you. All right. I hope you have a terrific Super Bowl Sunday, and I will see you again on Thursday evening at 8 for It's a Date at 8. Have a terrific week ahead, guys, and I will see you then. Bye.